Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to the video. Today we're going to talk about the SHF Kamen Rider Evol Phase 4. Black Hole! Black Hole! Black Hole! So, if you're a Kamen Rider fan or a build fan, you already know who this guy is. And if you don't, just consider him one of those genius bad guys who win. I think that's the easiest way to sum him up. He beat the bricks off everybody in the show. And even when he lost, he won, which is pretty awesome. So, yeah, let's get started and let's talk about this. At this point, when you get this figure, or by the time it was released, I think that Bandai was pretty much banking on the fact that you already bought all the other ones. Because he doesn't come with any real accessories. He's just basically his ultimate form is crafted really, really well. I think the biggest thing that is a new thing to this is that it's not a hard plastic skirt. It's actually a soft plastic skirt. It's not wired or anything like that, but I think soft plastic was a great new move on their end. I think that's something that I like it. It is an improvement. While I would still like for stuff like this to be cloth, I think they're saving that for the renewal line, which kind of bums me out, but it makes sense because if you can do Wizard perfectly fine in that format, I think this can also be achieved for the regular line. But I just don't think they're taking that extra toll to go there, which kind of bums me out, but at the same time, I get it because it's a completely different budget for this line. But I would still like it. I'm not going to sit here and lie. But yeah, if you have phase 1, 2, and 3, you already know what you're getting to with this guy. So let's take a quick look at these guys side by side. As you can see, there's going to be differences in the chest. There's differences in the skirt, the belt, and the head, obviously. But this one is just the final form of that. With extra black hole parts. But we'll get into that further on. Let's go deeper into the look and articulation of this guy. So yeah, here we have this guy looking really, really cool. And it's pretty, this guy's going to be sitting there looking still, but he still actually does get really nice range in terms of articulation. One of those things that I didn't expect it, but it's there. So he can still look up. He can look down. I think a neck peg would be beneficial for this because that collar is going to get in the way, especially because his chin is going to hit that inner chest point. So as you can see here, looking left and right, he's going to hit his own collar. So it's definitely mostly straightforward looking stuff. Our shoulders are attached to the arms. So when you move them around, they move around just fine. But these are going to get in your way. There's a lot of things going on, so you have to be careful about how you move it. And our shoulder pads, actually, it's weird how they are attached on because I can't drag them out. You can see I'm trying to tab them out. Doesn't work. But lifting it up, it does look just fine. But you can't get it going straight across. So there is definitely limited mobility issues with this guy, even with the double joints as well. So he's not going to be your normal SHF that you get where you're sitting around like getting still crazy moves with it. As you can see here, again, just not going all the way out. So he is going to definitely suffer in some ways. You can still tilt left and right, but as you can see here, not going to be as far as normal ones, even going forwards and backwards. This is one of those guys who's just going to look really good upper torso wise, but not be able to do much. Lower level wise, we can lift our leg all the way up. Even without moving the skirt over, he can still go straight forward. Our knees are double jointed. We do have thigh swivel. And we use the drop down method so we can actually be able to still do rider kicks. So let's see if he can actually do one. Because we have the first part for it. And then we're going to tilt to the side. Let's see. So it looks like he'll technically be able to do a rider kick. Let's actually, I want him to look good, y'all. Good while he's doing it. Let's use the drop down to our full extent. And yeah, he can do a rider kick, but it won't look as good as others. So that limited capacity is definitely there. As far as crouching down, he can actually do that with no problem whatsoever. So doing things like picking up a Pandora's box or crouching down to look like he's down on his last one shouldn't be an issue. The soft skirt won't get in the way too much. But I don't know, man. Visually, this guy is stunning, but he's definitely lacking in the articulation department, which is a kind of a big deal for me. So this is definitely going to be a challenge to make this guy, for me, look dynamic. But I'd be a liar if I say I wasn't up for it. Like, I'm actually looking forward to this challenge. You can actually tilt the belt just a little bit left and right. Our Evol trigger will be in the way, limiting that mobility. The build bottles, which is what I'm calling them, the gimmick for this show, They are removable as well, and our lever still rotates backwards and forwards with no problem. Now, like I said, mobility. Oh, you know what? Before I forget, our ankle is not that generous. We can go outward, but going inward is a little stiff. And this concludes the articulation. But like I said before, it's really bumming me out that he's not as articulated as I would like it to be. But I'm up to the challenge of still making him look good, because even right here, the guy looks good. But it's going to be more dynamic stuff, which is stuff like fighting poses and doing any sort of kicking that I'm going to have to worry about, at least for me. Now, accessory-wise, this guy's also pretty light, because at this point, if you do not watch the show, I don't want to spoil it for you, but it's going to be spoilers. So, at this point, he doesn't need weapons. This guy is pretty much all-powerful, like ridiculously powerful at this point. So, he does come with cool hands for when he does throw fireballs and things like that, and your CGI effects. Here we are. These can also be used as hands for doing cool actions and things like that, so keep that up. Next up, you'll get a lever hand. This is going to be so when you attach it and use your driver, right? You're going to get open palm, relaxed, or action hands, depending on how you want to move these actions. But these can be seen as stuff that holds the Pandora's box, or look like he's waiting you to come his way, or just a hand out for help, which obviously with bad guys is a trick. Then you're going to get trigger hands. Trigger hands are very important because you can still hold weapons like the trans steam gun. As you can see here, he does not come with this, just to let you guys know. I'm just using one from another figure to show you guys. So, excuse me, the trans steam gun, which I'm having trouble putting in his hand right now for I don't know what reason, right? Why am I tripping right now? There we go. So, it does go, there we go. It does fit in hand. It looks a little bit off, but it's there. It works. So even if you don't want to use the trans steam gun, even though you still have the steam blade as well too, this is going to be something that you're going to want to use in attacks and stuff like that. He doesn't need to use these things. He just chooses to use these things because he's a jerk. So technically, these hands can hold it depending on how you want to go about it. So keep these things in mind, right? You'll get 2 of each. Now, without further ado, what we are going to do is go into those size comparisons. So let's get to it, guys. I'll see you guys in a second. All right, guys, size comparison time. As you saw earlier, first thing I want to do is put this guy up next to his Evol other forms. So, boom, boom, boom. Those pointy shoulders are going to get in the way of his own self. So as you can see, those guys pretty much stack up the same with each other. So that one's a given. So here he is next to Kamen Rider Grease. Grease has a neck peg extension, but still, Evol seems to have technically some size over him. The horn makes them about the same size. Just in case, here goes Mad Rogue. Or Mad Rouge. It depends on how you want to say it. It really depends on y'all, but pretty sure it's Mad Rogue, right? Then we're going to do a normal build so we can see how he looks next to him. Build has a neck peg extension, just in case you're wondering. And as you can see, Evol pretty much stacks up a little shorter, but he has a larger head in terms of design. Like his goes outward a little bit more, but he is about beefier than the rest as well too. While all the designs are pretty much similar, that way, I'm not the way, sorry. The upper torso and the shoulders make him feel like he's a little bit more wider and beefier than the others. Now we're going to stack these guys up and put them away. And then we're going to compare Evol to some other stuff. So let's get started. First things first, let's do a Marvel Legends AIM Soldier. So here we are with Marvel Legends. Here we are with a renewal Kamen Rider. So you can see how these guys stack up. Kuga is a little bit shorter, but if I pull the waist back to its original size, he seems about the same size, right? Then we have an Articulated Icons Ninja. We have a, let's do it all sorts of out of order, right? Here is a Mythic Legions Vampire. That's a custom head in case you're wondering. So as you can see, SHF pretty much goes well with Articulated Icon stuff, but does not do well with Mythic Legions and Marvel Legends. They seem a lot bigger in terms of what's going on. But again, it's not that you can't make it look good. It's just overall them standing next to each other looks crazy. Here is a 1000 Toys Dawn. And normally 1000 toys are about the same size. Dawn's head's a little longer than usual. Here we are with a G.I. Joe Storm Shadow. And then we will do, what else can we do? I think that about rounds it up. I think I've just about summed up everything, right? So yeah, all in all, everyone knows how I feel about the Kamen Rider stuff. It's an easy go get for me. I'm a big Kamen Rider fan. So this is having a final antagonist always looks great, but I hope they start going the route of Lightning Collection. Oh, you know what? That's what I forgot. A Lightning Collection. And I don't have one around. Or do I? Wait, I have one around. Here we go. But I'm gonna keep talking while I take this guy out of the bag. But yeah, honestly, I think the biggest thing is that we don't get enough of the non-main antagonist villains. So I'm really hoping, like, due to fandom wise, I hope we get a lot more of Bandai going the route of Lightning Collection and pretty much getting them to do some stuff. So there we go with some Lightning Collection, because I missed out that first time. But yeah, I'm really hoping we get a non-main antagonist. Even mid-bosses. I'm okay with mid-bosses. Somebody that lasted more than 2 episodes, I'm totally here for it. So I'm hoping we get more of that. So please, you know, listen, give us more of that. In the meantime, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Hope you found it informative. Happy holidays to all. Please, be good, do good. Drink your water, guys. Later.